A naval blockade remains tight in around Strait of Hormuz. Oil shipments are delayed, storage tanks are filling up, and according to the data from Kepler, just Iran could run out of storage space in nearly 12 to 22 days. And the case may be same for all other oil-producing countries affected by Hormuz blockade. So what do you do when you're producing more oil than you can store and you can't sell it? The obvious answer is simple: stop pumping. But in the oil industry, that's the one option producers avoid almost at any cost. So why not just stop production until the crisis passes? An oil well works by tapping into underground rock where oil, gas and water are trapped under pressure that naturally pushes crude to the surface. Because oil wells don't behave like taps, they behave like pressurized systems. Deep underground, crude oil sits in porous rock mixed with gas and water. What brings it to the surface is pressure built and maintained over time. Shut a well too quickly and that balance breaks. Pressure drops, water and gas invade oil zones, flow pathways collapse or shift, and some of that oil becomes permanently trapped. So this isn't a pause, it's a loss. Then comes the shutdown itself. Engineers inject heavy drilling mud to block the flow and often seal the well with cement. That process alters the reservoir and clogs pathways, making any restart far more difficult. And restarting, it's not a switch, it's a rebuild. You drill out the cement, clear the blockages, repair or replace corroded equipment, sometimes even fracture the rock again. It can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars per well, sometimes millions, and even then there are no guarantees. Oil companies know this risk well because shutting down comes with three consequences. First, the well may never return to its previous output. Second, restarting is slow and expensive. Third, the wider system, pipelines, refineries cannot function without steady flow. In fact, most refineries cannot operate below 60 to 70% capacity. Drop below that and they don't scale down, they shut down. This isn't theoretical. During the COVID-19 pandemic, global oil demand fell by nearly 30%. Storage filled, prices collapsed, and producers around the world were forced to shut in wells. Thousands of them. Some never fully recovered. Others took months or years to restart. And in Russia, some engineers even considered an extreme option: burning excess oil, because in some cases destroying it above ground was seen as less damaging than shutting it in below. Then that's the paradox. Stopping production may solve a short-term storage problem, but it risks permanent damage underground. So countries like Iran don't simply switch off production. They slow it carefully. They choose which wells can be paused safely. They keep critical fields running to preserve pressure and flow. The system don't stop, it bends, it absorbs stress, it takes calculated losses, because in oil production, a full stop isn't neutral, it's a gamble with geology itself. And once that damage is done, you don't just turn it back on.